gold score was for the teams because it was probably less than. Oh, gold earned 75. It was less than 40 gold, 30 gold. No, 20. There was 27. No, my math's horrible today. 23 gold in
Just
between
do
the two
team
teams.
totals. Just do team totals.
75,211 to 75,188. That's 23 gold separating the two teams at the end of the game.
Yeesh.
That was just at the end, all the CC landing for the purple team to evaporate the blue team while managing to keep the damage dealer alive in Caitlyn.
Although Bear.
Bear.
Jeez, Bear. All right, well, don't leave yet, guys. We're gonna do a Q&A because that's
Yeah, we'll
part
do
of
a
the
quick
thing
question and answer, and then I can go. And then we can go.
now. If I could find the A button. Q&A.
QA.
That was a good game. Holy cow. That frickin' Annie though. That ult just boom. Bear. That's why I love Annie. Wasn't scrub. You didn't really play that poorly. You built well. I would suggest getting
Well,
your
I mean,
Greaves
if you
a little
just
faster.
you just did what you were supposed to do and played tank Renekton. What is the meaning of life? Welcome back, Carnage.
Okay,
So
so
lost, by
real-
the way.
don't be a dick.
I'm kidding. I just had to say that. 'Cause
Oh man.
no
Lucian,
hard feelings, man.
Lucian, you need to get Greaves faster. Especially, I don't know if you got Trinity Force or if you got I don't know if you got Trinity Force or Bloodthirster first. If you got Bloodthirster first, Greaves need to be your second buy immediately.
Whisperer.
Bloodthirster into Greaves allows you to trade so effectively. So effectively. But other than that, dude, you played really well. Practice your orb walking a little more, because Lucian's actually one of the easiest to orb walk because you get that movement speed bonus off of your W, and your dash is amazing. So honestly, practice your orb walking a little more, and you play a really good Lucian. From someone that mains Lucian right now, you play a good Lucian. So take it as a
Yeah.
as a compliment. Okay, so to Renekton real quick. Renekton, you just got shut down early. Like, there was really nothing you could do. Elise tried to come up and help you as much as they could, but it was difficult because you're playing against a Ryze. So no one blames you. Honestly, no one blames you for your early game. Like, we don't blame you. You got countered. That's just the way of the game.
Renekton versus Ryze is such a hard matchup for the Renekton that it
Yeah.
didn't even matter.
And you came
You kinda
back.
you did what you did. You did what you could
Could.
do, and just came back in the later part of the games. So good job.
Yeah, you played well and you came back. So, like, honestly, you built effectively and you were exactly what you needed to do. So,
Yep.
um, oh, there was another thing about it. There was someone else that I saw. Oh, yeah, okay, that was that. Miss, I don't really know what champions are 1350 or 3150 because I have every champion and I don't know which ones are cheap, but let me go look. I think I can still do that, right? Champions,
Yeah, I think so.
not owned, price IP. Okay, 31. I can't see I can't see their price.
Are you in the shop?
Yeah.
You can turn off purchase, or you can turn on all as a filter.
It says show all, but it doesn't say the price for anyone. It just says owned for every single person.
Untag owned.
I have it untagged.
That's weird. It should show it.
Yeah, it doesn't show it for me. I can't. I don't know.
1350 champions. He asked.
3150.
Oh, 3150. Oh, it doesn't show price. Damn.
Well,
I think Cho'Gath through. I think Gragas. Cho'Gath through like Gragas or Karm.
It's just I haven't.
Oh
IP.
no, it's Cho'Gath through because wherever the alphabet starts over. So Alistar to Zillion, is 1350, and if you go to the shop and sort by price and then tag on turn off on not owned, they'll have the tiers like it's Ash to Warwick is 450, Alistar to Zillion is 1350 because that's the way it's coded in the shop.
Okay, well, if you don't have Kale, get Kale. Zin.
Kale,
I think is
Jax.
Jax. The
Kale's
OG
not.
champions.
Kale's not part of that group. Oh, are we talking 450 or 1350?
I don't know, 3150.
3150. God. Oh, sorry. The 3150 champion.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I can't. I don't want to think about.
Sorry. Oh, it was a
Who's
joke.
where.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Fuck you too.
Oh, all right. Least advice.
Build cooldowns instead of Sorks.
Oh,
If you're
Ionian.
gonna go
Lucidity.
utility Elise,
Boots of Lucidity.
Lucidity, CD boots,
Oh, Ionian. Sorry, Ionian boots.
Ionians.
Yeah. Apparently that's good. I don't really
I
know.
just call them CDs.
I don't play a
CD
lot of
test.
Elise because I really don't like Golem, and apparently that's what everyone buys, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. Eh.
Don't buy Golem.
Don't buy Golem.
That's what it says. Yeah, I kind of agree with Shifu here. You didn't go bot at all. You camped Renekton, which I could see the potential for something like that because a guaranteed stun, and Renekton has.
I see the CLG trademark potential in
Yeah.
that. So
But at the same time, you had a lot of potential in the bot lane to get something out of that as well with Thresh hooks. So maybe take less pressure off of the top lane. You did what he could, and he was countered, and you knew that. So ease into another lane. Like I saw you gank Ahri a couple times, but you kind of needed to synergize a little well with the Annie. Just you are a gank heavy champion. You knew that because you ganked top a lot. So try rotating to somewhere else, or try dueling. Go. You were 4-0. Fucking go kill that Kha'Zix, because God knows you could have soloed him.
yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
At least towards like level 5, level 6 until like level 9. Elise could probably kill him 1v1.
Aurora
Easy.
Dragon. Who were you in that game? Recently played
Aurora
Dragon.
He was
A Sightstone.
the
Guardian's
Kha'Zix.
Angel. Would have been good.
What about our bad cop? What about your bad cop? Caitlyn, don't channel Ace in the hole when you're in auto attack range of anybody
Yes. Don't channel Ace in the hole.
until
Yeah.
they're running away and you have vision and you're
'Cause
in
it-
no
it's-
danger or
Yeah, it puts you
It's
in
gonna pick up a
danger,
kill.
and if you actually did the math on it, how many auto shots you could get onto somebody else would be more damage than your ace in the hole. So don't use it like if you are trying to get the carry and he's leaving and you can guarantee get him with an ace in the hole, but you can't kill him any other
Yeah.
way, then yeah, go for it. But if you're in the middle of a team fight and you're trying to get the fucking Kha'Zix that's running away, fuck that shit. Continue fighting everything else.
yeah.
You want okay, so with Thresh, actually Thresh is one of those champions where you go in and you drop all your shit, and if you're still alive after that, you just go to whoever you think needs the most protection and just
peel for them.
and wait, yeah, and wait for your flay and wait for your death sentence to be up, and then try and peel for him.
Kha'Zix. What could have Kha'Zix done? I'm gonna get some hate for saying this, but don't play Kha'Zix.
Kha'Zix, you excel.
2 games tonight that we've seen Kha'Zix be.
You excel as
Kind of.
ganking. You're a really heavy ganker, which, like, Kha'Zix is really good at ganking, is what I'm trying to say. And I noticed several times where Annie was out of position, and I don't actually recall any specific time where you went into the mid lane and picked something up with Ahri. I remember you picking up a kill. Well, okay, actually I do remember a kill you had on with Ahri. I feel like ganking against an Annie, fucking gank that bitch. Like, she's super easy to kill.
Yeah.
And especially
Well, I
if
mean,
she
Ari,
blows
the
a
problem
stun.
was that Ari was pushing in fairly.
Mm-hmm.
Ari was pushing in a lot in the early game, so you really couldn't. And it's risky to tower dive Annie,
But
if
not with
she
an Ari.
micromanages it correctly and has
And
her stun up.
and Ari can, okay, you need to like look at the champion you're with too. Ari can easily like turret aggro bound, like they can, if they wanted to, they could easily
They could,
juggle
but
that turret aggro.
problem was she didn't have room to land charm because she was okay. The problem is with Ari, you have to set up with you have to land a charm, or you basically do no
Yeah,
damage.
because it sets you
And if you
up.
sit behind minions, that's all you do is to counter Ari. Is hey, I'm going to sit behind these minions, and you're not going to be able to land your damage amplification CC ability on me.
Which is why, Ari, you needed to kind of talk with your jungle a little bit more. I think that would have been helpful the most because Annie was the force that stopped everything. She got the stun down, but if she didn't do as much damage as she did on that stun, like late game, it would have been a completely different story. Completely different story. So, I think that's kind of going to both you, Kha'Zix, and to the Ari. A little bit more cooperation because mid is one of the easiest lanes to gank because it's one of the shortest, but it's a focal point in everything. So the mid should be talking to the jungler almost consistently for some sort of potential for ganks. Okay, Braum, you excel against Thresh, but you spammed your winner's bite in times where you shouldn't have done it. You need to understand while it does damage, it recently got nerfed, and with that nerf, you no longer just spam it on people because it doesn't deal as much damage. So like, you need to use it more of an initiation. So when you know that your Lucian wants to go in and fight, that's when you start to do something like, oh, Lucian just dropped his W and he can get speed up. I should drop my winner's bite so that he can get, the stun down. Rather than, I'm just going to spam Winter's Bite and do damage, because that's not what you want to do as Braum anymore, which is exactly why they nerfed his Q. They made it more of a, okay, I'm using this to get the slow and start my passive, rather than I'm going to just spam the shit out of this because I can poke like Annie type of deal. So I highly advise practicing a little bit more with Winter's Bite and getting the feeling of, okay, I'm using this as an engage rather than to do damage, because you're not a damage dealer. You're a peel machine that can stun. Other than that, you played pretty decently from what I saw. There were a couple of ults that were kind of finicky. Another thing you need to know is that you can dodge Braum's ultimate just by sidestepping. So the easiest way to get rid of that is when your Kha'Zix goes in, or when your... Who else? If your Ryze is in the middle, you stand behind me to them, and then you ult like 2 or 3 of them. And that's your best case scenario, rather than trying to snipe people with it, because it's too easy to dodge. Caitlyn just 50 calibers out, or Elise grapples out, Annie flashes out. Like, just use your ult in a way that they can't dodge it, and you'll have more success. Considering how many wards I buy, what can I do besides buying a Sightstone? Oh. Well, you shouldn't have to be buying all the wards. I kind of misread that, so you need to talk to your team and have them buy more wards.
Is that in chat or is that in other
the
chat?
Twitch chat? It's in Twitch chat. Sorry, I guess I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I never get Athenes on Annie, or at least that early on. I got it because I expected lane phase to end quickly with a super fed res, so I wanted MR. I guess that works. I mean, it's great, but I guess the 20% CDR on Annie is pretty good, and the mana regen works. I could see the Grail. I see the Grail purchase, but in different ways than just the MR.
On Annie?
Yeah, on Annie.
Well, it's the difference between.
It's a good item, but it might not just be the best itemization.
You need to
for
decide
the situation.
You need to decide on what you want to do too. Like, you were
going. Turo is this shit.
You were going engage heavy, and that was fine, and which is why Athenes worked really well. But I mean, the same argument can be said for building Roa, because Roa is another one of those first item buys that a lot of Annie players like to get, because it gives you inherent tankiness, which allows you to get in the middle of a fight and use Tibbers on everybody. I think that Athene's was a good build because it gives you MR, it gives you mana regen, and the CDR. Athene's is just a... Badger and I talk about this all the time. We love Athene's. There's no reason that if you're an AP mid that you shouldn't be buying it, simply because if you're facing against another AP carry, it gives you everything you want. Cooldown reduction, mana regen, and magic resist. Like, that's a perfect item for a mid laner against another AP carry.
That, and you get a refresh on 12% of your mana.
Yeah.
When you get a kill or an assist, and in fights that would be massive.
In fact, I was a little bit disappointed that you didn't finish Chalice sooner. You went for Rabadons, and I
Chalice is
understood
just
the
so good
damage,
in lane.
Chalice is really good in lane, but you went for Rabadons, and that was fine. Like, you ended up carrying, so, you did well. Yeah, guys, watch your tooltip for Smite. There's a post somewhere. I suppose I could link it in the YouTube video. Smite goes up every single level. Or is it every minute? It's like a minute after a few minutes.
What?
Smite.
Smite damage?
Yeah.
Goes up with level.
I thought it went up with minutes.
No, it goes up with level. Kind of like how Ignite damage goes up with every level. It's like 330, then goes up by, I think, I don't know, something like that. It goes up by like 35 or something like that. It scales to the end game where it eventually reaches 1,000. If it still reaches 1,000, I don't know. I don't jungle.
Advice for Kha'Zix on team fights. Well, Kha'Zix actually just kind of got nerfed in his team fight because
his team fight's bad
he
now
just
because you
lost some of the
can't
damage
evolve
reduction.
Q because you don't do any damage. You can't evolve W because it only works against jungle monsters. E is probably your best bet, but you have to get a kill.
No, I still
Flush
think
assist.
that you should go R as your first evolution.
Yeah, even though they took that's what I was about to get to. Even though they took the damage reduction off of R, like ER would have been great.
So what they're trying to do with Kha'Zix, which I suppose people still aren't realizing, is that Kha'Zix wasn't supposed to be that tanky assassin that would turret dive, get a couple kills, and then leave because his ultimate granted him so much damage reduction.
He's
Like,
just an assassin.
he's now an assassin. Like, people should treat him as such. You're now like Rengar. You're now like, fucking Shaco. You're people that
Don't
go
get me
in,
started
you
on
kill somebody,
Rengar.
and then you leave. And that's why you evolve R. So when you're in a team fight, you're no longer the initiator. And you need to know that. So you need to talk to your Braum and figure something out with him. Like, I know that I say you should synergize that with Braum, Kha'Zix going in, but honestly, that could be a potentially really good combo where you jump in as Kha'Zix, you ultimate, Braum jumps to you, he ults, you're now in stealth, you're getting your passive bonus, you're gonna get to the back line with no problem, and you're gonna fuck someone's day up.
Yeah.
Kha'Zix team fight has completely changed to what it used to be because you can't just initiate and not die. You now have to have someone there helping you out, which is why I say Braum ult in the middle of their entire team would be perfect for you. What else?
I can't think of anything.
I'm looking down the things to see what other... questions that they had.
Makes it more like traditional sports. Yeah, I'm salty about the let's make it harder to come back from being down. Realize that combat's snowballing and it gets started escalating points.
You're talking about Rengar?
Yeah, no, they're just talking about stuff in the chat. I'm just reading what's being said to see if they
No,
say
I
anything.
see it, I see it. I was wondering if he was talking about Rengar about that.
Yeah, I think he's talking. Actually, I think he's talking about Rengar. Either that or they're just talking about that last game. It might be just the last game.
That's it, apparently.
That's it.
Oh, they're talking about scaling jungle experience. It's done.
Oh.
It's done because,
It was so strong.
yeah, like, it is a little annoying because one of the best things was if you were behind, or say you disconnected and you didn't reconnect for another 2 minutes and people are like 3 levels ahead of you, you just go in the jungle and it takes the average of the levels, and then you it takes the minutes in the game and the levels that they get, and then you get more experience. So it helped by getting back. But they were sick of. What was it exactly? Why they did it? It was a reason.
Because that reason alone, that you can go into a jungle and you could farm for
get
5
super
minutes and get back
yeah.
to level.
It was basically like and it was also because junglers were starting to outlevel people.
Yeah.
Like junglers would be higher level than like a mid laner or a top laner because they like people that could steal like Nunu or Udyr that could like steal jungle camps really effectively would just go take big camp, run away, and they would get this giant boost of experience because they get so much from it. So they wanted to stop like severe counter jungling that left the enemy team being super detrimental.
Yep.
I think that I think Rengar's a better jungler than Kha'Zix. Because
a lot of people are better junglers than Kha'Zix right now. He fell out of like the top 5 echelon.
It's all because they nerfed his R from the
Yeah,
damage
it's
reduction.
because that last set of nerfs that they gave him.
Like he's still viable and good, and if you play him right, you can play him well. But he's not tanky anymore, and it's not the same. Like his W, albeit gives him a lot of health, only really is good against minions or against the jungle camp because you're not using your W to heal when you're ganking. You're using your W to slow, which is completely contradictory to the fact that you get sustained when you go in and gank, as opposed to Rengar, who lands a slow, gets in W's. If he's low, can Fury bonus his W and get more health out of it. So
Yeah.
First cast. Oh no, this is not my first cast. This is like my freaking 100th cast. I also cast for Victorious Gaming. And Badger and I have been doing this every week for the last 3.5 months.
Yeah.
So every week for 3.5 months, that's 15 weeks, an average of 2 games per, so 30.
Camp's gonna be Saturday.
30 at least 30 games just in T-Force.
And then I've probably casted 20 games for Victorious Gaming, and I'm not even supposed to shoutcast for them.
I've casted quite a few
That
for
and
Victorious Gaming.
Fucking casting 4 battle arenas a week now, so
Yeah, and each one with like 2 games per.
the experience is just gonna pile up.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It is
Should
fun.
be a good time.
Any other questions, guys, before we cut this cast? I start editing and get these up on YouTube for you. And Badger and I can go about our evenings doing whatever we choose.
Yeah.
Give you guys a couple seconds. If not, we will just cut the cast and I might... I don't know. I'm going to edit these and I may or may not play. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry.
Of course. The 30 minutes. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. Since the delay is over with and we see... Yeah, we do what we do best. Love you all.
Yep, thank
Be
you
back
guys.
tomorrow for 410 discussion.
Oh yeah, and before that, if you guys know any new players that are looking to get like really severely introduced to this game,
Yeah.
come come early for the podcast. The podcast proper goes live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but I'm gonna go live 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with the new podcast talking about introduction to the game and acronyms and all that stuff.
One.
Yeah. So should be fun. Get your friends in
It'll be
there
a
that are
blast.
new to it. Anyway, thanks
Love you
guys.
all.
Take it easy.
Peace out.
See you next week.